Hey guys, it's Cece. Welcome to my channel, and if you're not new, welcome back. So I know it's been a minute. Oh my god, it has been such a long time since I've uploaded a video. Today's video is going to be on an Instagram post that I've seen while I was strolling on Instagram. I did one of these videos before, and I told you guys that I'll be choosing one quote from Instagram, and then I'll be coming here to break it down for you guys. I was trying to think of a name for this series, and I think Dropping Jewels would be a good name. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. So yeah, so the quote that I saw on Instagram is like, it's related to everything that has been happening all around the world, the racial unrest, the pandemic, how we view the world, and stuff like that. So the person's page that I got this quote from, well, it's not really a quote, but it was just like a post. I wouldn't really call it a quote, but the person that I found the post on is her name is, well, her Instagram handle is De La Soul. I don't know, I'm probably like butchering that name to the grave. I don't fucking know, like sorry if you're watching this, sorry I'm saying this wrong. Apparently she's like a black YouTuber, so she doesn't really know like who I am or my existence or anything like that, but if she finds out, then that's awesome. But anyways, we're gonna break down her post, and her post says, pandemics are real whether or not you know someone who is sick. Racism is real even if you are not racist. White privilege is real even if you don't feel it. Police brutality is real even if the cops you know is kind and just. Your world isn't the world. That last part stuck with me so bad. Okay, so let's break that down. Like, to me, when I read that, I was like, that is so true. Like, each of us, each individuals are coming to the forefront with their own knowledge, their own baggage, their own views, their own biases. And so just because something is not happening to you doesn't mean it's not happening in the world. That's pretty much what this post is saying. Like, the pandemic is real. Like, just because none of your family members are sick, they didn't catch that 19, they didn't catch that Rona, they didn't catch that COVID-19, doesn't mean that it does not exist. Because there are plenty of people who have died from this virus. So this pandemic is pretty real, okay? Part where it says racism real, even if you're not a racist. That one, if you don't think racism is real by now, I feel so sorry for you. To deny the complete existence of racism is just like complete, like, what's the word? The word I'm trying to look for is ignorant, okay? Like, everybody knows racism is real, whether you want to like claim it or not, whether you want to believe it or not, whether it hurts your ego or not. Racism is a real thing. Okay, racism is like all around us. It's in our schools, it's in the police, it's in our healthcare system, it's in our communities, like, it's in our financial realm, like, it's in our housing system. Like, racism across the board is real. Just because you are not black does not mean that this thing does not exist, because again, the last sentence of this post is, your world isn't the world. okay? And if you think like racism doesn't exist and it's all foolishness, like you need to do the work as a white person watching this. Google is free. There's black people walking everywhere. You can ask one of them about their experiences. This shit is real. Okay, the next one is white privilege is real, even if you don't feel like it. So, a lot of people who are non-POCs think that when you say, oh, white privilege, they feel like attacked in some type of way. Well, let me break it down to you, like white privilege is a thing, and if you don't think it's a thing, you should probably watch CNN, watch ABC News, just turn on your radio, NPR, and you'll hear all about it. Especially now with the pandemic and with the racial unrest and all the police brutalities that's been going on in the world, this really highlights white privilege. First off, black folks are dying at a faster rate than white folks because why? They don't have the privilege that white folks have to protect them from this pandemic. You know what I mean? Most of them are essential workers. Most of them don't have free healthcare. They can't stay home and work from home. So they're disproportionately being affected by this pandemic. You know what I mean? And in terms of white privilege, okay, like white privilege is something that you have but necessarily didn't earn. You know what I mean? Just for the sake of the color of your skin. So it's also something that you don't have to think about that most people have to think about. Like for example, if you work from home, that's a privilege during the pandemic because most people don't work from home and they have to worry about, okay, how am I gonna like work and not get sick? If you have money in the bank, you don't have to think about going broke because you have that stash in the bank. But some people don't have $100 to their name. I'm giving these examples as like minor examples there, but there are like bigger examples out there. Like for example, of white privilege. For example, not getting stopped by the police, not being able to worry that, you know, you're going to get killed or shot by the cops when the cops approach you. Like things like that, you know what I mean? So just because it's not real in your world doesn't mean it does not exist. The other thing, it says police brutality is real, even if the cops you know is kind and just. So I've heard this a lot, like, oh well, not all cops are bad cops. You know what I mean? That quote that everybody likes to pull out of their handy dandy journal. Yes, like not all cops are bad cops, but then again, they are in a system which perpetuates the new age slavery pretty much. Like just because slavery does not quote unquote exist anymore and slavery has been abolished, that's what they say, but America has found new ways to enslave people without calling it slavery, aka the police system and the prison systems. I don't know if you guys watched the documentary 13th on Netflix. That talks about the 13th Amendment and how slavery is quote unquote abolished, but yet America switched things around and enslaved people without calling it slavery. Just like the higher rates of incarceration of black people in privatized prisons. So like they throw black people in jail and people of color in jail and they make them work for free. Like pretty much that's slavery. You know what I mean? It's just like a new age slavery. So going back to, okay, like all good cops, not all cops are bad cops. Yeah, we know not all cops are bad cops, but then silence is also violence. I don't know if you guys heard of that saying. like the killing of George Floyd, right? There were 4 cops that were involved, but yet one of them had the knee on the neck, but then the other 3 were essentially like bystanders. Yeah, they didn't technically have their knees on George Floyd's neck, but they aided and abetted, I think that's how you said it. They watched the whole thing go down without standing up for human rights. So there's a lot of cops that are out here that aren't quote unquote bad, but they are able to watch other cops behave in a certain way, like behave and have police misconduct and not stand up for the people that they are causing harm to. And also, like, being a cop is also perpetuating this cycle of policing. And you know, like back in the days, policing was to catch slaves. I don't know if you guys know that, but policemen were put in place to catch runaway slaves. So now it's not really to catch runaway slaves, it's to just like disenfranchise black people and people of color. So the narrative have like switched completely. You know what I mean? Like, we're seeing it through a new like filter, if that makes sense to you. But yes, police brutality does exist. If you say it doesn't exist, then turn on the news. And then going back to like the last part of this post is that your world isn't the world. What does that mean? We all carry like a set of glasses, right? These are my glasses. We all carry a set of glasses, and within each glasses is our own perspectives, and it's our own knowledge. It's our own backgrounds and experiences, and of course you're not gonna be able to view the world as somebody that you're not. You know what I mean? Just like a white woman couldn't view the world like me because I am a black woman. So my lenses are way different than your lenses, if that makes sense. And so we can't just assume that the world that we live in like our little bubble that we live in, and we go to work every day, we take care of our kids, we just like live life, is the way that everybody else lives their life and is the way that everybody else experience life. So just like when some people are telling white people about the black experience, and like some white people may or may not get defensive, but like, you don't have the right to get defensive because it's not your experience to judge. You know what I'm saying? It's our truth. As a person of color, we're telling our truth, and nobody else knows our truth better than we know our own truth. Nobody else knows our story and the way we see life than ourselves. So when we are telling you about the black experience, we don't need you to be defensive about it or defend the other party's side. We just need you to listen, because it's like very, very exhausting to defend your experience to somebody who doesn't have the same lens as you. Like contact lens, glasses lens, they don't have the same lens as you, and you don't have the same lens as them. So therefore you cannot try to downplay their experiences or downplay anything that they are telling you about police brutality, about the pandemic, about racism, because if you have not lived that life, then you can't really have a take on it, and you can't really like get defensive about something you don't know anything about. You know what I mean? So I hope you guys got the point. I hope I didn't ramble way too much. I hope you took something out of this. If If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff that all these YouTubers tell you to do out there. Join the family. I think I'm gonna start calling this fam the Vitamin C. Yeah, let me know what you guys think about that, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye.